All right, earlier tonight, the House voted on a continuing resolution to fund the government. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, attached to the bill a SAVE Act, and that is aimed at preventing illegal immigrants from voting in federal elections, and of course, had widespread opposition, especially from House Democrats. The bill failed to pass in a 220 to 202 vote, giving Congress only 12 days to work together to avoid a government shutdown weeks before the election. Joining us now, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Mr. Speaker, why would anybody be against proof of citizenship, voter ID, signature verification, chain of custody controls for mail-in ballots, updated voter rolls? Why would they be against partisan observers in every precinct in the country watching the vote all day, the voting all day, and the vote counting all night and into the next day if needed? Why are they against those integrity measures?
These are great questions, Sean, and they need to be asked. The play that we ran tonight was the right play. It was the right fight for the American people. It's the one they demand and deserve. I've been saying for a couple of weeks now, Congress has two important responsibilities, obviously, upon us right now. Fund the government and ensure the security of our elections. I've been traveling the country nonstop, done campaign events in 206 cities across 39 states so far, without exception, Sean, in every venue, everywhere. When we go to audience questions, the first or second question is about election security. So the bill tonight would have accomplished both those objectives. We would have funded the government and secured the election, and I'm very disappointed it didn't pass. We ran the right play. We came a little bit short of the goal line, so now we'll go back to the playbook. We'll draw it up. We're already hearing good ideas from our members, and we got time to fix this, and we'll get it done.
Let me ask you, you keep saying it's the right play, and you can't get every Republican to vote for it. That's your own party. What are their objections, and how do you get them on board?
Well, look, there's a range of objections. Some people look for the perfect piece of legislation. Some people are philosophically opposed to continuing resolutions. Look, I'm one of those. I don't like this, but everybody needs to understand the reason that 12 separate appropriations bills were not ready for passage is because Chuck Schumer and the Senate have not done their job. They have not put one appropriation bill on the floor for passage. So we're far apart between the two chambers. There's nothing that we can negotiate because they didn't put anything on the table. And we have the end of the fiscal year, September 30th. So we're pushed into this scenario, into this dilemma, because of the Senate's inability or unwillingness to do their job. Chuck Schumer's to blame for this. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and you did make the comment that you're not going to be rolled by the Senate, which I like to hear. And then it just brings up the question of, okay, well, even if you increase your majority, what does this mean for you running for Speaker if Republicans hold the House and hopefully even add to their majority? Does this hurt you in any way?
Now, look, this is part of the process. I mean, we have a small margin, and that's why we're laser focused on growing that majority. It's critically important. I want everybody to remember this. When Donald Trump is elected president, if the Democrats have the majority in the House, they will impeach him on the first day of office. That everybody knows what will happen here. We have got to grow the majority, and I'm absolutely convinced we're going to, Sean. I'm very bullish about the election cycle. In fact, if you go to growthemajority.com, you'll see all of our reasons for hope. We have an extraordinary stable of candidates that are going to flip these blue seats to red, and our incumbents are going to be reelected. We're going to be in the driver's seat in January for the beginning of the new Congress, and we're going to have Republican control of the Senate. We're going to grow the House majority, and Donald Trump will be back in the White House.
Why are Republicans so reluctant to ever shut down the government? Why don't they just shut it down? Because, let's be honest, when they do shut down the government, it's not really a shutdown. Non-essential workers get a furlough. They usually get back pay. And essential workers keep working. Our armed forces keep working. Social security checks, et cetera. That keeps going out. Essential services continue. And then people in the end end up getting a paid vacation. Why are people so reluctant against that?
Well, if you're a military family and a spouse is deployed and you're at home with children, you rely on that paycheck to come in. You rely on getting paid on time. If you're a TSA agent or a Border Patrol agent, we need them to be doing their job and not going on furlough and not having people not showing up for work because they're not getting checks. But look, I don't think it's going to come to a shutdown. I believe we can get this job done. Like I said, we go back to the playbook. We have time. We have time to get it done, and we will. We're going to deliver for the American people.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. We'll watch it. 12 days, not a lot of time. And nobody ever hits their deadline when it comes to budgets in Washington, D.C. We do appreciate your time. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.